Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another focus activity for the levels 8 to 10. I'm Michelle, and if you've been here before, you might have seen me. I'm from Pakistan, and I've been living in Milan for about 3 years now. And with us, we have.
So hi guys, I'm Lisa. I'm just keeping my camera off because there's a bit of a delay in my audio. But I'll turn it on at some point if it helps. But anyway, you can hear me. So I'm from Ireland and I've been living in Italy for 2.5 years. And yeah, that's me. I work in the Milan school in the center, Marvili, in the center of Milan, with Michelle. And yeah, that's me. So yeah.
Today's focus is about time, and right up front we have the phrase "It's about time." How would you use the phrase, Lisa?
A lot of the time, like you use this when someone arrives late, maybe like, oh, it's about time you got here.
Right.
I think of it that way. Or
Yeah,
again, when
me
something
too.
happened, you expected it to happen sooner. Yeah. Also, it's a great
Hmm.
movie. Have you seen the movie? It's about time.
Is it? No.
Yeah.
Am I missing out?
It's about kind of a travel, but it's really cute. It's a little bit about
Hmm.
time travel, but it's also just a really cute
Hmm.
romantic film. Like it's very sweet. It's made by the same director who made like Notting Hill, Love Actually, all those kind of classics. And it's really nice. I recommend it.
Oh, I will definitely check that out this weekend. That does sound like something fun I can add to my list of things to do
Yeah,
over the
exactly.
weekend. Speaking
Exactly.
of the weekend, it's Easter this weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Are you
what are
doing
your
anything for
plans?
it? Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry.
So I'll go first if you want. um, so I'm not doing much. So I'm here by myself. So I'm going to probably have some video calls with family, and friends. And I'm also going to probably do some cooking, some eating. I've got an Easter egg ready, so that's pretty much my plan. What about you, Michelle?
Nice. I have an Easter egg as well. So it's a Kinder egg, and it's just sitting there calling out to me.
Mine is a Kinder Egg too.
Nice, because you need the toy, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Gonna be 30
I've
soon, and yes, I need the Kinder Egg toy.
already 30, still want the toy.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's the little things.
I see we have two viewers. Why don't you guys write to us and let us know what your plans are over this sunny weekend? We're all probably staying at home and cooking and eating yummy food. So tell us what's on your Easter menu.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely tell us. Um, so yeah. I don't know. Do you have a tradition of what you cook for Easter, or do you just do whatever?
I do hot cross buns.
Oh, very nice. Lovely. That's quite traditional, actually.
Mm-hmm. And back home, we get them from the bakery, and they're amazing. But ever since I moved here, we Italy doesn't make them, so I had
Mhm.
to figure out a way. I had to learn how to make them, and so now I make them every year, and that is That's my Easter tradition in the food department.
Cool. That's really nice. Lovely. Yeah, my mom usually makes something like really nice, like a dessert that's Easter themed. So sometimes I make like a kind of Easter cake that's very colorful, or something like
Ooh,
muffins or things like this. Yeah,
right.
it's nice, but I don't know if I'm going to do that this year because I'll just eat everything. So that's dangerous.
I agree. I've been doing that for a while now.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. Okay, cool. So, what are we going to be talking about time? Oh, sorry, we have a person. Sorry, we have a comment. I didn't see it.
No worries. We have Giovanni. Hi, Giovanni. Giovanni's from Milano, and for Easter, he's going to video call his family and watch some TV shows. Fantastic. That's a solid plan. Given the circumstances, that's a really good plan.
Yeah, definitely. Really lovely. I know it's funny at the moment because we're trying to find ways to do normal things even though we can't.
Exactly. So, like you were saying, Lisa, this focus is about time. And in this focus
Mhm.
activity, we are going to talk about expressions of time and what they mean. We are going to learn how to describe time management. And we are going to talk about cultural attitudes of time, about time. And I think that's a little fun because different cultures have different attitudes.
Yeah, exactly. It's true. It's definitely true. Like not to be super general, but like some countries or some people, depending on what countries they're from, they may have a different habits about managing time.
True. So let's take a quick quiz and talk about
Yes.
that some more. Yay, quiz time!
Exactly. So I'm not great on my general knowledge, but guys, if you know or if you have an idea, you can tell us what countries or cultures you think these relate to.
The first one, in which country is it considered to arrive 10 to 30 minutes early for a meeting? Oh, we have Marcelo.
Oh,
Hi, Marcelo.
hey, hello. Welcome. Marcelo's been tuning in more this week. I think this is the third or fourth webinar I've had with him this week.
True, I have seen him a few times. Well, it's so nice when we see the students that we've taught. I feel like I'm back in the classroom. It makes me feel good.
I know. It is. It's really nice. But it's very hard not to then give favoritism to our own students.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, 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 never mind. Oh dear.
Okay, so what do you think?
So so polite to arrive 10 to 30 minutes early for a meeting. Um, I would think, sorry, I don't know if you're asking the guys. I would think um, maybe even people from Germany, they're quite good with showing up on time, um, being very abrupt, maybe some.
Okay, let's find out. China.
Ah, okay. That's it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right, so it's considered rude, very rude in China and Japan if you're late. That is a massive insult because it means you don't respect that time.
Yeah, that's true.
Marcelo says for Easter, he's going to have a Zoom meeting. Well, Zoom is a really popular app these days.
Yeah, it's so useful though because you can have like so many friends on at the same time, and the funny thing is trying to get your parents to be able to use it.
Yeah,
That was entertaining for me.
I have still not been successful in that department, but wish me luck.
Yes, I will. It took me an hour, so try and beat that record.
Okay, number two. In which two cultures is being late considered the norm? Okay, so I'm gonna go out on a limb.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say Italy and Spain. And oh wait, no, I have more. And Saudi, Arab
Ah,
countries,
yes. Yeah,
because
it's considered very normal, isn't it?
right, yep, the Middle Eastern countries, the norms be about half an hour late.
Okay.
So I'm a little confused. Okay, let's find out together.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yep, spot on. Pretty close.
Mediterranean and Arab. Marcelo says in Brazil we are famous to be always late. It's sad, but it's true. And Giovanni says one of those is India, I think. It should be actually, because when the trains in India run on time. I don't know if I should say this because I shouldn't say this joke.
Oh yeah, it's actually part of the quiz.
No. So let's go back to the phrase that I used to go out on a limb,
Yeah, good idea actually.
right? So a limb is basically, either your arm or your leg. And if someone goes out
Hmm.
on a limb for you, they do something they strongly believe in, even though it's risky.
Yeah, exactly. It's a really it's a really good phrase because yeah, go out on a limb, so you're going to risk saying this even though you might be wrong, and also yeah, to go out on a limb as well, it can be like an action. Um, exactly. And also just to mention Marcelo in what you said there. So in Brazil, we are famous. So we would say we are famous for being late. Okay, for being late.
Okay, do you want to take number three, Lisa?
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. So in which country are trains considered late if they are running behind by more than 59 seconds? Okay, well, I'm pretty. Oh, sorry, I just wrote the same thing as you.
The comments
Sorry.
are a bit late. No worries.
Yeah, it just takes a while. Um, so actually, I have a cousin who worked in Japan. So I feel like this is probably Japan because they're so strict about trains and even not just the trains, but also the metro. Um, things like this. They're very even if they get like 1 second behind, sometimes they're considered to be late. So I'm gonna say Japan.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you ever been to Japan,
Oh,
Lisa?
fantastic. No, but I'd really like to go at some point. Oh, Giovanni agrees with me. Perfect. We were both right, Giovanni. Yeah, I'd really love to go at some point. I'm sure it's really interesting. And I'd love to
Hmm.
go to China too. I'd love to go anywhere right now, I'm going to be honest, but we can't.
Even the park would be good.
Mm, exactly. Oh, luxuries. Um,
Okay, number four. In which country are trains sometimes late by hours or even a day? And the answer is India.
okay, so that's exactly what you're talking about.
Right. So coming back to the joke was that when trains are on time in India, it's considered something has gone wrong because you never. It's it's the norm for the trains to be late.
Yeah, exactly. And I know some people make jokes here as well about the trains, but they're nowhere near as bad as that.
No, 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 not nowhere is near.
Mm. Okay, and then will I read the next one? So this is quite funny because I haven't really heard of this before, but which country suffers from time sickness? So they're obsessed with being on time and how much time is left in the day, week, year, or lifetime. Had you heard of this before, time sickness?
Actually, I hadn't until I did
Oh, okay.
in this
Because
lesson.
does it mean that like you get stressed and like you make yourself sick because you're too concerned with the time?
Yep, it's I don't think you make yourself sick, but the belief that time is passing by and slipping away and just obsessing with it, being obsessed about it.
Okay, right. So who do you think has this problem, or what country has this problem?
Mm, well, I think we're all obsessed with time passing away, aren't we?
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like a lot of people are. Okay, Giovanni thinks maybe Switzerland.
That's an interesting guess. Okay, let's find
Okay.
out. Ooh, the USA.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, well, I agree with you. I think maybe it's a universal thing. It's a universal worry.
Yep,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and
But
just to mention, guys, the spelling of Switzerland, there's a T in there, so I've just put it in the comments.
okay, in the nick of time. I like this phrase. So when you use the phrase in the nick of time, it means something has been done at the last minute. But
Exactly.
and just
So
to give
just
you an
in the nick of
deadline.
time.
Yep. Giovanni, Marcelo also agrees with you. He also thinks it's Switzerland. I thought it was a really good guess as well. Unfortunately, the answer is USA. Okay, so that was an accident. We have
It's an example. It's an example.
we have two we have phrases that we have to match up. So an example, the other day means a few days ago. So if I say I saw Lisa the other day, it doesn't mean it doesn't have a specific time frame. It just means a few days ago. It could be 3 days ago. It could be 5 days ago.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not definite for sure.
Would you like to
It's
take
a
the
rough
second one?
estimation. Yeah, sure. And guys, if you want to tell us in the comments, so take a look if there's some of these you know, match them so you can put the definition or the equivalent phrase matched with these on the left. So just now, okay. So if I said, for example, I spoke with my parents on the phone just now. Okay, just now. So in this case, okay, that means okay, so not this second, but it just happened. Okay, so it just happened, but that's a really good point, Giovanni. So just now we would use actually just to talk about maybe 2 minutes ago. Okay, so yeah, perfect. So a little time ago, a little time ago. So it could literally mean I just was talking to them, um, but not like right now. Okay, not right now. So just now is a little bit of time ago, okay, but it probably means in the last 5-10 minutes.
Good work, Marcelo.
Excellent. Okay, really good.
Okay, next we have every now and then. Let's use this in a sentence. Every now and then, I like to have some ice cream.
Mm.
So, so when I say every now and then, it obviously does not mean every day, nor does it mean very frequently. So it's
Mhm.
sometimes because maybe I'll have it once a week or once in 2 weeks. So maybe twice a
Mhm.
month. So sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's not super often, but it's some of the time. Okay, and then the next one. So, guys, I know maybe you're writing in the comments. It just takes a little while for them to come through. So, don't worry. You can still help us answer, and we'll still take your answers when they do come through. So, for the time being, okay, for the time being, I can think of a very relevant example for this. So, for the time being, we are all working from home. Okay. So for the time being, we are all working from home. Okay. So in this case, okay, and that's hoping that this is not a permanent situation. For the time being, it's for now. Okay. It's a temporary situation. Okay. So we can use this a lot to talk about. It's almost like for the moment, okay, which is another one we say for the moment, at the moment. It's for now. Okay.
Hmm.
Perfect. Okay, excellent. Yeah, Giovanni, I know it's a bit confusing actually because it kind of sounds like it could be from this point forward. But actually we can explain the difference between these. Um, okay, so I don't know, Michelle, if you want to explain the difference, if you're going to do the next one.
Sure. We have from now on, and an example would be from now on, we all have to wear masks when we leave the house,
Mm-hmm.
right? So from now on means from this point forward. And for the time being, is something that's temporary. Yes, it is from this point forward, but it's not indefinite. It's a temporary situation, right? For the time being, we're all working at home. Yes, it is from this point forward, but it's not indefinite. Whereas from now on means from this point forward up to, well, indefinitely.
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to add, Lisa?
Yeah, no, definitely. It's just yeah, it's when we use it we're talking about from a specific change. So a specific change that has been brought in as well. So usually it could be like it could actually be when we started to work from home. So at the point where we started to work from home, we could say from this point forward, from now on, you will have to work from home as well. So it's from that specific time. But yeah, again, it can be either. But yeah, they're just different ways of expressing. One you use at the start, and then for the time being is kind of continuous. Um, in this case.
That's a good point, Lisa.
Hmm. Yeah, it just really depends on the context, but I hope that makes sense.
Mm, absolutely. In any language, context is key. It really depends on what you want to say and how you want to say it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's so true. Um, so guys, now looking at the phrases that we just did, we want to use them in context, which I think is always easier, like we said. So take a look at these. So before we start to read these, take a look at the sentences. And if you want to write to us to tell us which one you think should be used, you can just write the number and the phrase. Okay, the number and the phrase that is missing. Okay, and then in the meantime, we will, using time-set phrases, in the meantime, we will read the sentences. Okay. Um, Michelle, do you want to read number one?
Sure. Robert called Bleep and said he's going to be 10 minutes late.
Perfect. I saw Julia mm, while I was at the supermarket.
I always get up early, but Bleep, I like to sleep late.
Okay, and then number four. We have to turn off our mobile phones during class.
I'm not happy with my job, but Bleep, it's fine.
Cool. And Marcelo has a point here about every now and then. It's really good. Never noticed the expression every now and then. Now I know the meaning. I've been hearing it every now and then on TV series. Okay, frequently. He says frequently. Excellent.
Fantastic.
That's good. Yeah, that's the thing. Once you come across these phrases, and then if you're watching TV shows or films in English, you're like, oh, okay.
Absolutely. That's why it's so good to watch some TV shows in the language you're trying to learn because
Hmm.
it's a good window into how the language is used. Because it's very different learning something and it's a little bit different, speaking it and practicing it or just hearing it being spoken in its native habitat.
Yeah, it's true. And it's the same, like you learn from us, like from all our different teachers, you learn different slang, different phrases, different types of English as well.
Giovanni has the answer to the first one. He says Robert called just now and said he's going to be 10 minutes late. Fantastic. Good
Excellent.
work.
Exactly. Perfect. Okay. And then number two. Oh, really good, Marcelo. Excellent. I saw Julia. Okay, very good. The other day while I was at the supermarket. Perfect. Okay, really good work, guys.
I think you guys have got the hang of this. Giovanni, also fantastic work, guys.
Really good. It is kind of funny how many time phrases we do have. Like we have a lot of them.
That's true. And as a native speaker, you never really think about all the time phrases we use.
Yeah, it's true. And even like now that we're doing this lesson, I realize I'm like, oh yeah, actually,
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
using these without even meaning to. Oh dear. Okay. So guys, number three. So we'll give you a chance to come in because I know you're probably answering them. It just takes a second for us to get the answers.
Yep.
Um.
But in the meanwhile, Lisa, do you plan on doing anything exciting apart from cooking? Do you have a family video call planned?
Yeah, I think we'll try and get my brother in Canada and my parents will try and get a family Zoom happening. Um, hopefully it will work. Sometimes it's hard to organize, but yeah.
Nice,
um, yeah, so I think we'll probably do that for Easter.
fantastic.
But yeah.
Oh, we have Giovanni. He says, from now on. And Marcelo says, for the time being.
Okay, so one
Hmm.
thing to say here. Okay, so from now on, we usually talk about the future. Okay, so we're usually talking about the future when we say from now on. So we would say from now on, I would like, or I am going to. I'm going to.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, we can say that it doesn't work.
True. And then we have for the time being. So when we use the phrase for the time being, it just means from this for now. So
Yeah.
for now, I like to sleep late. We wouldn't use that,
Yeah.
right? Do you remember we had spoken about this? And for the time being means for now. So for now, I like to sleep late. Which the question over here is, you talk about getting up, right? So I always get up early, but for the time being, I like to sleep late. I would say, how would you phrase it differently, Lisa, if you had to use time being?
For the time being, I am going to. I am
Yeah,
going to
use
sleep
the
late.
future.
So continue. Yeah, exactly. Or yeah.
Right, we would use the future or the continuous, exactly. So the answer is, I always get up early, but every now and then I like to sleep late. And I think we can also find a clue in the first part of the sentence, which is always, right? And then you have the
Mhm.
contrast, which is but. So I think you get the idea. The opposite of always would be something that's irregular.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. So there's a change indicated in it.
Okay, number four.
Okay. Okay, so we have to turn off our mobile phones during class. So in this case now we just have left the other day uh, for the time being. And that's about it, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, no, we already used the other day. What am I talking about?
And I'm like,
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah,
god.
you're right. We have all the time being and from now on. Okay, so
Okay,
Marcella
perfect.
says, from now on, we have to turn our mobile phones off. And Giovanni says the same. Good work, guys.
Exactly.
Okay, and number five.
Okay, so we just have one option left, so I think that makes it easier.
So I'm just going to go ahead and do it, and I'm sure you guys have got it right. Anyways, I'm
Yeah.
not happy with my job, but for the time being, it's fine. So I am for the temporary future, it's fine.
Exactly.
Okay, this is fun. So here we have the time phrases and the time frame we would or their definitions. So let's try to figure out which ones can be used. Okay, so
Okay, perfect.
Robert called just now. Which one do you think it is, Lisa?
So if we have to, so like we said earlier, I would say 5 minutes ago. So he called 5 minutes ago.
Hmm. So I saw Julia the other day, um, 3 days ago.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, and again, it can be rough, so it doesn't have to be super specific, but they're just to give an idea.
Hmm.
Okay. I always get up early, but every now and then I like to sleep late. Which one do you think?
Sometimes,
Yeah, exactly. Like we said, sometimes I like to sleep late.
Number
Okay,
four,
sorry.
from now on. So number five, like Lisa said, it's about a change. So a new change
Mhm,
starting from this moment.
mhm. Okay. So, yeah, so it's not it's okay for now because that would relate more to for the time being. Okay. But it's a good guess. I think it is a bit confusing, the difference between for the
Hmm.
time being and from now on. I think it just takes some practice.
Definitely. And number five is it's okay for now.
Hmm. Yeah, I think the confusing thing is that the number four and number five in those examples both say now. So that's confusing. So you
Yeah,
associate it.
absolutely.
Hmm.
Okay, so we have this lovely little paragraph. So let's read through it, and there are some phrasal verbs and some time phrases here. So let's get into it.
Hmm.
Would you like to read it, Lisa?
Sure, of course. So Doug and Jen are co-workers. They had to give a presentation today at 10 o'clock. Doug had arrived a minute before. He spoke really quickly and yet still needed extra time. Jen, however, was very efficient and good at managing her time. She used her time well and spoke slowly. Jen stayed on topic and wasn't short on time. In fact, she had planned extra time to ask if anyone had any questions. Okay.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the phrases that we come across here.
Mm-hmm.
I think one that pops up for me is to be short on time.
Mm-hmm.
So what that means is that you run out of time. You need more time. You had 10 minutes, you actually need 15 minutes.
Exactly.
Does
So yeah.
any other phrase pop out?
Yeah, I think maybe stayed on topic just in case
Mm,
it doesn't relate to time, but maybe it's confusing for some people. So if someone stays on topic, it just means that you don't get distracted. Okay, you don't go off on a tangent, talking about something that isn't relevant. Okay, so I would say she kept to her main point. Okay, she stuck
mm,
to her main point, stayed on topic. Um, but yeah, I think it's sometimes important, especially if you only have a specific amount of time to present something or to speak about something.
definitely. Okay, here we have a few time phrases, and they're a bit different from the ones we spoke about in the previous slide. So we're going to go through them and discuss them, and then we are going to replace words and phrases in the paragraph with the time phrases. So first up, we have to talk a mile a minute, which means to talk a lot and to talk very fast. We have short on time, which means to run out of time, like Marcella said.
Hmm.
With, would you like to do the next?
Sure. Okay, so to waste time. So yeah, in that case, I guess it's the opposite of what we were talking about when you don't stay on topic. You're wasting time. You're not using your time as you should. Okay, so to waste time. Sometimes we do that as well on purpose. And then the next one, so to take your time. So I often say this like to take your time. Oh, take your time. There's no rush. It's like don't rush. Okay, don't do something too quickly. Don't do
Hmm.
something too quickly.
To save time is to finish a task ahead of time, and then you have 10 minutes. You finish the task in 5 minutes, so you save time. You save 5 minutes, and just in time. We've discussed this in the nick of time. So just at the last minute before the deadline.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. Excellent. So in this case, I think we can replace some things in the text with these expressions. So we can actually put them in. So to talk a mile a minute, where could we put that in?
I think our students have already given us the answer. Marcelo and Giovanni both say to speak quickly.
Mm, perfect. Okay, so in the case of Doug, he talked a mile a minute.
Hmm.
Okay,
Absolutely. Um,
perfect.
Also, I think there's one before that. Doug had arrived a minute before. So Doug arrived in the nick of time.
Okay, yeah, in the nick of time.
So perhaps we could
Or
say just in time.
yeah, exactly. So just in time or in the nick of time, we can use both. Okay. He still needed extra time. So in that case, we could probably use another
Mhm.
one.
Yep. So when you need extra time, you have 10 minutes and you use them up, and you need another 10 minutes or 5 minutes. So I would say he ran out of time.
Yeah, exactly. S-
No, the reason we wouldn't say take his time because he wasn't doing it slowly and he wasn't rushed. In fact, he was rushed. He was talking very fast and he arrived just
mm,
a minute before. So he definitely didn't take his time.
yeah, exactly. So to take your time, it's to do something without being rushed. Okay, so to do something not very quick. Okay. Then Jen was very efficient and good at managing her time. She used her time well. So in this case, she took her time,
Mm.
I guess.
Rob, she definitely took her time, but where should we put it?
She spoke slowly,
Yep.
maybe.
Yeah, I think that definitely makes sense. Do we see anything before that though? Um, what about she used her time well?
Okay, so so in this case, Marcelo has said she was good at saving time.
Mm, okay, so but did she save time? So if she was good at saving time, it means she didn't waste time.
Okay, exactly. So we can just say use the negative and say she didn't waste time.
Okay, so this is interesting. Giovanni says she took her time well. So in English, we have a phrase for that to take your own sweet time. We usually don't say she took her time well. What adjective would you use?
um kind of we could say that she, oh, like she paced it well.
Right, right. But with
So
this
to
phrase in
to be
particular,
organized. Oh,
but with
sorry, for take your own sweet time.
uh-huh,
Oh, okay. I don't know
I wouldn't
actually.
use any yeah, I wouldn't use an adjective, right? I would just say to take your own sweet time, meaning she really took her own time.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and then you said Jen stayed on topic. So, and you said she took her time.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
perfect.
Okay, and we have one more save time. Let's figure out where it can go first. In fact, she had planned extra time if anyone had any questions. So that's where I would put it because she planned extra time, meaning she saved 5 minutes. She saved some time at the end of her presentation.
Yeah, exactly. So I think, yeah, we would probably say she saved some time. Oh, had saved time. Okay, so we're using um the past perfect in that case.
Okay, over here we wouldn't say she had saved her time because it's just the wrong tense. If you look at the rest of the story, it's in the past.
Exactly. And we're using the past perfect because it's up to a specific point as well
Hmm.
before the end.
Fantastic. Okay, let's.
So yeah, just for the last like couple of minutes, we can talk a little bit about, so what are you like in relation to time? So guys, tell us, kind of for you, are you more like Doug or are you more like Jen? Do you prefer to manage time and be organized, or this relates to work and also I think to personal things, because I think different people are different. I guess they're different in how they organize their time. What about you, Michelle? Which would you be more like?
I think I fall in the middle because I'm not super hyper organized, but
Hmm.
I'm not someone who wings it either. So I think I
Yeah.
fall somewhere in the middle. If I had to give a presentation, I would be like Jen. I would be really detailed to the last slide. But in life, generally, I'm yeah, I take the midway. What about you?
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm type A to the max. Um, yeah, I don't know. Okay, just to explain myself, my mother is a very late person all the time. So my entire like childhood, I was late for everything because I had to depend on my mom to bring me to school, to bring me places. So as a result, I am a bit obsessive about time. So I prefer to plan ahead. I prefer to be there too early for a flight, to start too early before a lesson. It's kind of annoying. um, but yeah, so I think that's just my
No,
personality.
it's great. No, it's great. I think every group needs like someone who's like insanely punctual. It keeps everyone on track. You're that person.
Yeah.
Everyone needs you.
Oh yeah, Giordano thinks it's hilarious because sometimes I'll text and be like, "I think I'm going to be late," and I still arrive like 15 minutes early for a lesson. It's like, "Oh yeah, sorry," because I'm like always a half hour early. I'm such a dork.
Unfortunately, we have run out of time, so it's time to wrap up. Uh,
Yep,
let's just
completely out of
go
time.
through. Let's just go through the phrases that we spoke about and we've looked at. So we spoke about the other day. and the other day is a few days ago, say between
Mm-hmm.
3 to 5 days ago. We have just now. Just now is a little time ago, so maybe 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago. Every now and then is sometimes, so maybe twice a month, thrice a month.
Mm-hmm.
For the time being, is for now, as in a temporary situation. From now on, is a change has started from this point forward. Anything you'd
Okay,
like to add,
excellent.
Lisa?
No, really good. And guys, yeah, that's like, thank you for participating. It was really good to talk to you. Giovanni says he's more of a Jen, so extra time, and he would try to have extra time at the end. Cool. Okay,
Yeah,
so type A personality.
fantastic.
Love it. Okay, excellent, guys. So thank you so much. We will talk to you soon, and have a fantastic Easter.
Happy Easter, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye.